Hello, good day, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you'll love this vibe. And everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This can be past, present, or future, you or someone around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, check out the description below, and I'll be happy to assist you with doing so. Okay. Remember that tarot is a tool, it's not the final rule, okay? Let's keep an empty cup. When you are on Lady Noble's channel and you really want to see what's up. Thank you all for your kindness and your support. All contributions are highly appreciated. Today we're tapping to the zodiac sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or any placement in your chart, Aquarius. So what does it Aquarius need to know for their highest good? Okay, Aquarius, at this time, you could be in the energy of hermit mode. You could be taking time to do some research. Maybe you're looking for some kind of answers or some kind of clues. Aquarius, this could be something pertaining to a relationship as well. You could be maybe thinking that maybe your partner is cheating or having an affair. You feel like someone isn't being faithful, Aquarius. So you could be, in that energy of staying to yourself at this time. But I'm also seeing someone, can't help but to pick up on it. I'm seeing someone like looking through telephones, checking someone's pockets, like clothing pockets. And this is not just because you're doing laundry, Aquarius. So you may have a right to be concerned, meaning this isn't anything you're just making up. You could be concerned for many reasons. Maybe your partner have shown you a reason to be concerned. Maybe they're not coming home on time. Maybe you've noticed some kind of, a change in their demeanor, how they carry themselves. Maybe doing sexual encounters with Aquarius. You could be thinking or feeling that someone is taking your loving as well as your finances and sharing them with someone else, Aquarius. Okay. So maybe possibly you've had this conversation with your partner, like what's up, what's going on with you. Maybe this person tells you, everything's okay, there's nothing going on. And you're like, something's going on because, you're acting different. You're acting different. What's going on, Maybe they're very different. They're not different, distant and nonchalant when you're trying to communicate with them. It's like they want to brush off the idea of actually sitting down and having a conversation. But you're very intuitive, Aquarius, with the High Priestess energy here. You're not a fool, okay? This isn't anything that you're just making up. This is not, how can I say this? This is not the energy of someone being insecure. Whenever there's an accusation of, are you cheating or are you seeing someone? People like to throw the word insecurity, but Aquarius, I'm not picking up that you're insecure. I'm picking up that your partner, male or female, is actually maybe they've stayed out a night or two, lied about where they've been. They are different when it's, when you're intimate with them, they're just different on a daily overall, okay? There's a lot of different things happening. Maybe you have found something in their phone. I'm seeing someone go through a phone, maybe on social media. Maybe you found something, some kind of message, some kind of DM, some kind of communication, okay? Maybe you've also had some issues with your partner in the past when it comes to social media. I'm picking up on someone who has actually confronted their partner and they admitted to it and they said they wouldn't do it again. So maybe this is messaging someone on social media. Maybe you're finding out that they're doing it again. It's like they're being caught in the act, okay? But they were very honest with you the first time. But it looks like they're doing it again. So this could be the same person, male or female, or a new person that they are messaging. You could also be finding some kind of message of trying to meet up with each other. of your partner trying to maybe come into contact with this person that they're messaging. Okay. With strength here, you have tolerated a lot from your partner, from this relationship, whether you have a live-in spouse or if you're married or not, or if you're just simply dating someone. You've been through a lot with your partner. You could possibly have been in this relationship for maybe 3 to 5 years or longer. You've had a lot of ups and downs with each other. You two are like ride or die partners. Okay, like y'all really have been through some things. Okay, and when you are able to say, that the bad outweighs the good, that's usually the spiritual nudge that it's time to move forward. So you have endured this person being unfaithful or being caught, maybe just communicating with others in an inappropriate way. Okay. So you've been very tolerant. You've been very patient, Spirit is saying. Like very patient. Like look at her demeanor. Like, look, I done told you. How many times I'm gonna tell you? Didn't I tell you? Let me get my panther to give you a bite. And so the next card we have here is the Nine of Pentacles. And so, you've stuck around because you've always had it in your mind or your heart that you wanted to be with this person for the long haul. You also wanted to give them I'm hearing the benefit of the doubt, or give them a chance to change. Okay. You wanted to give them a chance to prove themselves. Okay. Maybe you've had people calling you stupid, dumb, you should leave this person. And, maybe you were like, no, but that's my boo. I'm going to give them a chance. They're faithful. That's mine, all mine. You wanted to give them a chance. You are someone who believes, Aquarius, that change is possible. But it looks like what you desire for this connection has not showed up in the 3 to 5 years or plus. You may have been with this person longer than what I'm just naming, has not shown up. You have been extremely unhappy in this connection. You're also, for some of you, you're also someone who's very private. You're not someone to put all of your business out in the open, okay? Which is very smart, as you should, okay? So, you're the strong one. You try to, keep a lot to yourself, but you have a lot of pent up anger and frustration, and you are ready to possibly separate from this person or ready for them to change. But I don't see you, Aquarius, leaving this person. I don't. I see you possibly sticking by their side. To each his own. We have free will, okay? You can do whatever you choose. Okay, I know. Who cares what people think? Right. Couldn't be me. Moving on. The 10 of Wands here. Couldn't be me. With the 10 of Wands here, this is representing exhaustion and burden. So you're very exhausted and overwhelmed, with having to be strong, with having to be that strong one, with having to put on that brave face. And even possibly whenever you are like going to family gatherings, or say something comes up around the holiday and you and your boo go to the Christmas party or the Thanksgiving dinner, you've been like, having a poker face, pretending, putting on a smile, when on the inside, you actually feel very overwhelmed and sad. You've been being the strong one. Spirit is saying not being strong and smart, but you've been being strong and breaking your heart is what you have been doing, collective. Okay. So Aquarius, this energy here, if this is not, your partner cheating, you can flip it and reverse it. This could be you. Maybe your spouse is checking your phone, your pockets, your purse, your emails, your social media accounts. Or if this is not your story, Aquarius, this could be someone that This could be someone, a friend, a family member, someone that maybe they confide in you. About what's going on, oh, let me tell you something, best friend. Let me tell you, that kind of energy. So, yeah, someone is not being faithful. They're back at it again, okay? Your spouse is back at it again. If it's social media, mingling and trying to tingle with someone on social media, this person is back at it again. Even trying to meet up with this person. This is just not oh, I just follow them on social media. It's nothing, babe. No, this they're trying to meet up with them, okay? And the energy that they're interacting with this person excuse me, is causing you the energy of the Ten of Wands, which is being exhausted and overburdened. Okay. Yeah. And so your desire is to, regain balance and love, in your relationship. This is what you desire, Aquarius, You desire for your partner to give you some form of reciprocity, but it looks like they're not changing. They're not changing at all. This person could be very abundant as well. Okay, your partner, maybe, they're good at maybe providing for you or, spoiling you with the things you like. But when it comes to, excuse me, being in a committed relationship, they just don't qualify. Male or female, whether you're married, living spouse, or someone you're dating. Maybe you have your own place, they have their own place. This person, like I said, could financially treat you well. Maybe that's what's kept you along, for a long time, kept you by their side. But with the Knight of Swords here, your spirit, is fighting, to for you to take control. Your spirit is calling, your intuition. You have even received downloads that you should leave, and it's time to leave. Not you should, excuse me, but it's time for you to sever ties with the situation. And if you're worried about finances, Spirit is saying anything that was being provided for you can also be provided without being involved with this person. And so, your spirit, your soul is calling for you to find the strength, the same strength that you utilize to stand by this person's side for this many years and allow them to just do what they want. And they're showing you a lot of disrespect and disregard, your ancestors are saying. And so they don't deserve your energy or your time. So it's not a matter of having constant arguments with your partner. When someone is showing you who they are, you should believe them, in the words of the great Maya Angelou. But when someone is constantly repeating what they know you don't like, what they know is stressing you and overwhelming you, could be taking effect on your health, giving you anxiety, constantly putting you in the energy of some kind of worry or frustration, because that's a painful thing to be in a relationship and you're being faithful and loyal and your partner isn't. That is a hurtful thing, okay? And so, but you've been tolerant for too long. So it's time for you to move forward. It's time for you to be ambitious with this Knight of Swords. It's time for you to make that daring move, and just move forward, okay? There's no more conversations that need to be had. There are no talks that need to be had. Spirit is saying you've had several conversations and talk. This person knows what they're doing, and oftentimes people will, I won't say male or female, but oftentimes when people are interested in separating from a connection, it may sound weird or immature, but it happens, collective, and I have to share it with you. Instead of being honest and just letting your partner know, it's not working. I don't want to be together no more. People will do things like constantly disrespect you to see, will you give up and walk away? They will constantly maybe not come home at night to see, will you give up and walk away? They will constantly ignore your calls to see, will you give up and walk away? So that happens. There's a lot of things that goes on in spaces and places with folks when it comes to relationships. And yes, we're all different people, but that is also a tactic, and because I'm picking up that this person is not showing you any change. They're not showing you any level of improvement. From the first time you have caught them, they have been continuing their cycle in the same treatment throughout, and it has not changed. Okay. So rather than you putting on pretend faces if you're happy in front of people, Spirit is saying that you can have this energy here. It's not a problem whether you are in a relationship or single. It is not a problem, but make sure if you choose to be in a union that it's with someone that's going to give you the reciprocity. Because I'm picking up, whomever you are, Aquarius, you are faithful. You are dedicated to this person. You could also be someone who has never cheated on them, like for real, for real. male or female, like for real, for real. And people think it's not a such thing as a faithful person. Oh, yes, it is. There are some men out here who can be faithful and women also. And I'm picking this up in this read. Like you've been handling your business. You really have. But and basically this message is saying for you to choose yourself because it's time for you to enjoy life. And so you are in full control. You have all the power. You have all the power, and you don't want to find yourself, with time passing by and you look up and you have allowed this person to take away time from you, energy from you, depleting you, keeping you in this constant energy of being sad or depressed. You don't want to stay in any connection that keeps you in that energy. That is not healthy. Whether they are providing for you or not, God will make a way. We live in a plentiful universe. There is plenty. Never say that there ain't empty. There is plenty. You will be provided for. And that's for someone who may be concerned. If you've been with someone and they are helping you, hey, it may be difficult to walk away from the munyan. But at this point here, they're saying that you're fed up. You're at a point, Spirit is saying that you're at a point that you can walk away from this money. You're employed, you have your own income, but maybe the extra that they were giving you, maybe it allowed you to do extra things, but you need to trust, it's you have to have faith. You have to trust and believe that when you take this initiative, when you take this step, that God will provide for you, that your ancestors will also assist you. You're never alone. None of us are never alone. And so I was speaking on this the other day, the word lonely, it doesn't exist because none of us are ever alone. We are not lonely people. We can't be lonely because we're never alone. Just because someone isn't there in the physical, they're still there in the spiritual. But that's another level for those who are on that vibration. But either way, there is no such thing. You're never alone. But once you take the step to remove this karmic out of your life, because they're showing you signs that they don't want to commit to you. And it's been going on for a long period of time. And also, I'm picking up on someone who feels embarrassed because maybe family and friends are aware of how this person treats you. You try to keep it quiet. That's for some of you, not for everyone. You try to keep the business, when you go through stuff to yourself. But for someone, you feel embarrassed and you don't deserve that. So this is about choosing you, okay? Take the leap of faith. There's a lot of prosperity, new love opportunities, the pleasure to enjoy bliss and all the joy with the Six of Wands and be celebrated and be in the energy of someone who wants to give you reciprocity when it comes to love, respect, and, just admiring each other and respecting each other, when you're together as well as when you are apart, because this person that you're with currently is really involved in some diabolical things. I'm not going to bring up, I'm not going to go further. They want me to stop it right here, but this is something you need to get away from. You don't want to be entangled in the web that they are also weaving somewhere else. So this concludes the read for the zodiac sign of Aquarius. Later.